the Almighty. I'm Sima Azizi from Kaimshar. I received my BA in English translation from Azad University of Kaimshar and my MA in teaching English from Research and Science University of Surrey. Although tremendous efforts have been exerted to improve the teaching learning process of English in EFL, unfortunately there are even some failures in this field. As you know, teachers play a crucial role in the teaching learning process because their responsibility is so important to make the teaching process so meaningful. As you know, we live in a country which is English is teaching as an EFL, not ESL. In ESL countries which use English as a second language in their business process, for example, at their school, it's very easy for the students to communicate, learn, and use English in their daily life. But in our country, which is if we have EFL students, it's hard for our students as they live in a country that they go to language schools, for example, 3 hours a week, and they don't have this chance to communicate with others in their community. So they just at school they communicate with their students, and it's hard for them. And there are some challenges that we can list them as fast as we can. Teachers play a crucial role in the teaching learning process, make the learner more meaningful, and as you know, in this case, teacher must try to motivate students, enhance learners' motivation, create, for example, to create interaction between students together. And there's another problem is that most of the teachers, although they are educated or pass BA or pass MA, but they as they don't pass TTC course, a teacher training course, and they're not experienced enough, there's a lot of problem in teaching process because they don't, when they go into the class, they don't know what to do and how to teach English and how use materials, and it's one of the challenges. And there's another phase that classes is better to be learner based, not teacher based. As you know, in GTM or audiolingual, all the classes were teacher based, and teacher most of the time said to students what to do, how to speak, and just teacher was the main person in the class, and the students have to sit on the chairs and just listen to the teacher and do whatever she or he tell them. But in learning based classes, students are more free, they can use language easily, they can speak together, and it's a very good chance for them. And another challenge is textbooks. For example, the textbooks are written most of the time by a native speaker, and as there are some words that they are not in our language. For example, flea market. In E1, most of the students don't know what's the meaning of flea market, and as it is the teacher or the writer of this book was the native speaker, so in this case it's hard for students to understand what's the meaning of it. And another one is assessment test, another is exposure to English. It's very important that students be able to have a good exposure to English in classes together. Or for example, teachers use flashcards, especially films which play an important role in teaching learning process. And there's some recommendation which can be used. For example, it's better that the teachers pass the TTC courses, and only qualified teacher should be allowed to teach, and they used to, for example, culturally relevant subjects is better to be taught, and although texts, for example, texts and films be, for example, according to the students' understanding and be motivating for them and interesting for them, and increase the students' WTC in their in the classes. And finally, it's better to say that a good teacher is must be a good actor, a good psychologist, painter, dancer, and artist. As a teacher, is a hard job to teach our students to live better, to learn better, and they have good chances in this big and beautiful life. Best wishes.